All right, everybody. Welcome to the Abundant Will Podcast, episode 2. Um, Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about organ donation. Just give you guys some facts, some statistics, and stuff like that. And I will give you guys the inside scoop on becoming a living donor, what that entails, what you'd have to like go through for that, and things like that. And I don't think that's going to take very long. So maybe after that, we'll just kind of maybe just dabble in a little bit on what we need to do to start living in abundance every single day. Okay, and things that we would have to work on in order to do that. All right. So, oh, and really quick, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who watched the first episode, everybody who liked, who commented. I really appreciate it. I kind of like told my story the first episode. I just hit some of the major points. I didn't like go through everything, but I appreciate everybody who watched it and liked and subscribed, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. So let's get into it here. So in 2024, there were 48,000 organ transplants in the U.S. thanks to the generosity of organ donors. So thank you everybody who donated last year. As of right now, there are 103,000 people on the waiting list for an organ transplant as of 2025. And a new person is added to the list every 8 minutes. As as a result, um, people pass away, and I think it's an average of like 13 people pass away every day because they can't get an organ transplant. 87% of the organs that are needed for transplant are kidneys. And there are 91,000 people in need of a kidney. And the kidney significantly outpaces the supply of donated organs. So there's people need way more kidneys than what they have available, pretty much. So, um, 170 million Americans are organ donors. That represents about 60% of the eligible adult population. So, yeah, those are rookie numbers. Let's get those numbers up, folks. All right, come on now. If you wanted to be an organ donor, or if you pass away in a horrific car accident or something and you have organ donation on your license, you can save up to 8 people. 8 people can be saved from one organ. 75 people can receive tissue and uh, like tissue transplants and stuff like that. So 75, you could help 75 people from one person doing that kind of stuff. So just a couple facts and statistics. I mean, it says that like everybody is really happy and encouraged and supports organ donation. It's just, if as far as people that are actually signed up, it's not as much. Okay. And I just these are just facts and statistics, so you can consider it if that's something that you would want to do. It's a wonderful, wonderful act of service, okay? And I'm not saying like if you're perfectly healthy and you don't know anybody who needs an organ transplant to go over there and start donating your organs. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you know somebody or things like that and you could possibly help them. And here I'll kind of get into like the living donor stuff. So obviously there are two types of donors, deceased or living. Now, if you wanted to be a living donor, here's what you would have to do. Now, I am speaking just strictly about the United States here right now. Um, but if you wanted to become a living organ donor in the United States, I'm sure whatever state you're in, all you would have to do is look up living donor. Okay, a app or a website would pop up. Um, there are a couple like basic just health questions to get through, like the first kind of check mark to see if you would even be accepted and things like that. I know they ask like if you have high blood pressure or any kind of heart problems, stuff like that. Um, that would be asked in the first couple questions on like the app or the website or whatever your state has. After that, um, you would meet or have a phone call with a therapist, and they would explain everything to you, depending on what kind of organ. I mean, the only one that you could really donate when you're living is, I believe, you could donate your kidneys. I'm pretty sure they like you could donate like half of your liver because your liver regenerates itself. Um, I think I think that's about it. Um, but yeah. So anyway, depending on what organ or whatever, um, you and your therapist can discuss that. But after that first phone call, any questions that you might have, any concerns, whatever. After that first phone call, you would get a date to go to the hospital, and that would be the day of like testing to see if you're a match. So they take a bunch of blood from you. If you're donating the liver, a kidney, I think there's like a maybe a CAT scan in there or an MRI or something. And then later on, again, in the day, you meet with your therapist like face to face and actually like start talking with them and stuff like that. And and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you'll find out if you are a match to whoever you're trying to donate to, or if you're not. And if you're not, they got this. I think it's called. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the program right now. Um. Mm, anyway, it's a program. To where like if you don't match who you're trying to donate a kidney or whatever to, um, then you can put you could like be put in a pool, and and this is like where like 8 lives can be saved from one, or things like that come from, is because if you're not an exact match to the person that you're trying to donate to, and let's say you're a perfect match for this other person, and their person doesn't match their person, but their person matches you, and it's just a whole kind of thing. But anyway, it works out to where everybody gets the best possible match that they can, because obviously that's what you want. I mean, the best or the more of a perfect match, the better. The less complications you could possibly have. I mean, obviously, you're still going to have to take anti-rejection medication and things like this, but yeah. So, um, if you're not an exact match, don't lose hope. You can put it in. I don't know if they called it like a pool or what, but yes, if you have a living donor and that living donor is willing to donate to you, uh, but they don't mind if it goes to somebody else as long as they're helping you. Um, and that's up to the donor too. And it is what it is. It's what people are comfortable with, and you're gonna have to be okay with that. So, I mean, it's their body. So, and at any point in time throughout this whole entire process, if you do not feel comfortable, or you are having second thoughts, or you have even remotely a little bit of a question, you could stop, pull the pin, and be done like that. And they can't tell anything to the recipient other than it just it's not a match, it's not working out, and it is what it is. So nobody has any hard feelings, things like that. And also, if you did want to become a living donor, um, whoever that you're donating to, or whoever ends up getting your organ, their insurance will pay for everything as far as hospital, any visits, anything like that is all taken care of by the recipient's insurance. The only thing that I think is not taken care of is like when you go in to actually have the procedure, whether it's a liver or a kidney, or whatever it is. Yeah, the only thing that they don't cover is, so when you go in the hospital. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Had a brain meltdown, mush brain. Um, so yes, when you go in for the procedure, whatever it may be, the only thing that is not covered by the recipient's insurance is like the time off. So, however many days you're in the hospital, off of work, things like that. I think it's like, if you like work in an office or something, you should be back to work in like 2 weeks or something. It's really not. It's not that crazy of a procedure with the technology and stuff that they have now. I mean, I was at the hospital. What was it? A couple months ago, and we were going through. It was it was basically like the living donor thing, except it was my turn. I had to go for like the blood work to find out my blood type, make sure my heart is good, everything is fine for surgery, things like that. We were there, and we were sitting in a classroom with, I don't know, maybe like 8 other people who were all waiting for transplants, and they showed us a picture of this machine with a liver in it, and the machine was keeping the liver alive, and the machine was keeping the kidney alive. So, like, if somebody passed away and they were an organ donor and they matched, they could put their organ in the machine to trick it, to make it think that it never died. It's just constantly, it's been living this whole time. It's just still processing everything the way it's supposed to, and then they just put it in your body whenever you get there and you're ready. I mean, that is wild, man. That's crazy. I couldn't believe that. Um, so yeah, so I think that's about everything as far as organ donation and things like that. I just kind of wanted to share some facts and some statistics with you guys, and kind of give anybody the inside scoop who might be considering being a living organ donor. Okay, and if you do consider doing this and things like that, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. That it's the nicest thing you could do that for anybody ever. I mean, seriously. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And now we'll just let's get into a little bit of what we're gonna have to do if we want to live in an abundance every single day, all day. So the first thing that first off, let me say this, okay? If you are just going through an organ transplant for the first time, or just getting out of addiction, seeing this podcast for the first time, and maybe you heard a little bit of my story before in the last episode. I just want to say, if this is the first time you're hearing this kind of information or things like this, just take a deep breath, relax. This takes time, okay? And it takes work, like real work. Because for, I don't, whatever age you are right now, whatever you've been going through in your life, from the day you were born till now, you've been programming yourself, and everything that's going on around you has been programming you too. And if you have been like having if you haven't been having success, it's because the program, and all you're doing is reacting to everything, instead of taking your time, breathe, respond, relax. Okay, so first things first. If this is the first time you're hearing this kind of information, please just take a deep breath, relax. The work starts now. Okay, like, for real. All right, we're getting into it. This is just a little sprinkle, but we're gonna get into it. Okay, so first thing first, you want to do, if you want to start living in abundance every single day, is My number one thing is you have to stop with the negative thoughts, or you have to learn how to identify negative thoughts and then stop them immediately, because those will do nothing but destroy you. And the other thing, we're going to start watching how we speak about ourselves, okay? We're only speaking positive from here on out. We're not saying that we're dumb, or we're not saying, oh, we're stupid, or, oh, man, I'm this, that, and none of it. It's just positivity from here on out, okay? And the other thing is you have to understand how powerful you are, okay? Let me say that again. You have to come to an understanding of how powerful you are, because you are creating your reality every second, every day, with every thought, with every action, with every move, with every breath, with everything that you do. Okay? So, what we have to do is we have to start being conscious and aware of what is going on in our heads and around us, and things like that. Um, and we have to protect our energy, okay? But before we get into all this, I just kind of want to I don't want to get too involved in it, because there's a lot of stuff that goes along with it. But I would just say, if you're just hearing this information for the first time, if you've heard it before, then you know where I'm going with this and things like that. But first things first, stop with the negative thoughts, okay? You have to become aware of your thinking, and aware of everything that's going on around you all the time. And you also have to start becoming smarter. And so before I would never, ever pick up a book, ever. I hated reading. I thought reading was so stupid and dumb. I was stupid and dumb, is what it was. And right there, you don't say that kind of stuff about yourself. But I'm saying I was, because who doesn't want to read? Who doesn't want to consume knowledge? Okay, you have to have knowledge, because if you don't, then you could be led astray, and you'll have your power taken from you. If you are not an individual who is intellectually smart and knows things. And so you have to start reading, you have to start getting smarter, you have to start realizing how powerful you are, okay? Because every single thought, every single action, every single thing that you say, do, is creating your reality as we're going on right now. So what you need to do is, if you want to create a reality of abundance, you have to live in abundance, and you have to be grateful, and walk around with unconditional love for everybody. And you have to understand that everybody is just another version of you, and they just are at different stages in their lives. So if you have somebody at work who really pisses you off or annoys you, this is going to be a perfect test, because you're going to have to not get pissed off and annoyed by this person anymore, and you're going to have to deal with them with light, truth, and love. And it takes time. It takes time. It took me, man, at least probably 2 years to realize how many times that I was going like unconscious and not being aware of my thoughts and what I was doing throughout the day and things like that. Now, if you want to create a reality of abundance and you want to live in abundance, then you have to understand how powerful you are. And I I can't convince you of that. You have to come to that conclusion on your own, and it comes by reading and digging into things. And I would say I would start with I mean I really I mean I would suggest reading the Bible front to back and like understanding it, and then if that doesn't work, read it again and maybe a couple times, because man, there's good information in there, very good information. Um, some of it, eh, but there is very good information in there. I would also read the Torah, the Quran. I would read the uh, Bhagavad Gita, the Atra Hasis, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Code of Hammurabi, uh, definitely the Myth of Adapa, all that kind of stuff. You have to understand what's going on, and I would say maybe the the Kybabylon, all is mind. That's the first principle, right? So it, those are just a couple things that I would start with if you're new to this. But you're going to have to read. You're going to have to do your own research. You're going to have to start uh, being aware of your emotions, um, not reacting to everything. Understand um, like when fear is taking over you, dude. I wanted to do this podcast for a while now, but I just kept telling myself, I'm like, man, what if nobody listens? No one's gonna want to hear my shit. Who gives a shit, you know? But that that was fear holding me back. I had to get past it. I had to just say, you know what, dude? It's been on my heart for such a long time to do something about organ transplant and addiction and things like that. It's been on my heart for so long, but until I realized how powerful I was and I started walking in my power and I started believing that whatever I want to accomplish, I can accomplish and I will accomplish. And that's it. And it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Why? Because I believe it in my core. Every single cell, every single atom that makes up my body knows it. Okay? So I know for a fact that I'm going to get another kidney transplant, and everything's going to work out perfectly fine. I know this. And I also know that the next goal for me and Jill is to, after the transplant, you need like a year of going into the hospital and like just check in and make sure everything is on the up and up and things are working out and stuff like that. But after that, we want to get out of here and we want to move to Kentucky. on, I don't know, maybe 7 to 10 acres, and just kind of hang out there in the mountains and help people. We do a lot of volunteer service work with ASP and stuff down there. So, I mean, we'll just do that. That's what we'll do. That's what we want to do. And that's what we're going to do. And I know it because I believe it. I believe in myself. I know the power that I'm walking in and that I have, and that it's going to be accomplished. That's it. Because I'm going to take the action that I have to take in order to accomplish it. Simple. Okay? So I wanted to get into this, but not like real get into it, because once we get into it, we're gonna have to like break stuff down, and I'm gonna have to like you got to back up what you're saying with facts and things like that, and I want to be able to do that, and I haven't figured out how to like pull the icon up and things like that while I'm talking and stuff yet. So bear with me, we'll get there, I promise. It's a learning experience for me. I didn't play video games or mess with computers or anything like that when I was growing up. I was too busy in the hospital and getting high and doing dumb stuff. But if we want to live in abundance every single day, some great starts are being grateful for everything. I mean, come on, man. We live in such a life of luxury. All we got to do is bitch. I mean, seriously. So let's start being grateful, paying attention to our thoughts, no negative thoughts, only positive. And we need to start understanding how much power we have and walking in that power every single day. And the only way that you're going to discover that is by digging a little deeper and start reading some books and getting some knowledge and things like that. Okay? So, thanks again to everybody who's watching and everybody who likes and subscribes. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. The next episode, I promise, we'll go live, and I think the next episode we'll talk about like what we have to do to start reprogramming ourselves to live in abundance. Okay. So thank you guys for your time. Thank you for watching the video if you did, and please like and subscribe and share it with your friends, or share it with people who are going through addiction or just made it out, or somebody who's maybe got some bad news for the first time and needs an organ transplant and is kind of in a spot where they don't know what's going on. Like I said, man, I'm here if you guys want to reach out, okay? I know we're starting off slow, but we're going to build a community here, and it's going to be a community of light, truth, and love, and we're going to do it together, all right? And thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in a couple days, all right?